America, its fundamental flaw. The most fundamentally flawed sociopolitical attitude of the American population is how their perspective is focused on what the other is doing to us. To elaborate, the attitude has been around since the foundation of the nation, and I cannot completely fault anyone in particular in how the evolution has occurred due to the turbulent American history. To begin with, the American foundation began in the transitioning of self-exiled citizens to a place that itself appeared hostile and frightening, due primarily not to the terrain and the natural challenges of building settlements, but because of the native populace. The American Civil War, the greatest oxymoron in our history, was the turning point when we tried once and only once to settle our conflict through open war. There would be skirmishes and conflicts in states for years to come after the war had ended. However, for the time being, it was still an attitude of us and them. If you are in northern states, roughly anything Maryland and above, though the real border to the southern states occurs south of the 39th parallel, so below Virginia, you are usually confronted with this term, the Civil War. If you are in the southern states, you are more likely told this, the War of Northern Aggression. These are the conflicting attitudes in play in one of the most simple and declarative of ways, language. One of the greatest things America has come up with is the birth of our own genuine brand of horror filmmaking. The American horror film industry also was very fortunate to receive a great and socially aware director as John Carpenter. And the reason for his involvement in this rambling is that he once said the very thing that drives Americans is what drives the idea of horror stories in general. There are usually two different sides to horror to where evil lives. One is that the evil is out in the dark, that it is the unknown, the other. However, the other horror is when the perspective is turned inward and the evil becomes introspective. The evil is within us, and this is the one thing that scares us and we usually outright reject, not only as Americans, but also as human beings, that the true evil in the world is within us all. It never is an other, because as humans, as far as we concretely know, on Earth, besides the swirl of nature and its many creatures, there are not others. The horrible crimes, manipulations, and all-around sick and detestable behavior that human beings have wrought on one another has always come from deep within each of us. And when enough like-minded people get together with the same deep and dark tendencies, horrible things happen.